There was once a merchant who believed his life was written in stone. Every morning he'd wake up and say, "This is just my fate," until the day a stranger asked him one simple question that shattered everything he thought he knew about destiny. What happened next will change how you see your own life forever. In a small village nestled between mountains and sea, there lived a merchant named Kenji. He wasn't poor, but he wasn't rich either. He sold rice and tea, day after day, year after year, always making just enough to survive. And every single night, Kenji would sit on his porch, look at the wealthy merchant across the street, and whisper to himself, "Some people are born lucky. I was born to struggle. That's just my destiny." Kenji had convinced himself that his life was predetermined, that success belonged to others, that transformation was impossible. But here's what Kenji didn't know yet, and what I'm about to share with you: destiny isn't a prison. It's a canvas. And you're holding the brush. Now, before I tell you what happened to Kenji, let me share something that might shock you. The Zen masters discovered something over 1,000 years ago that neuroscience is only now confirming. Your brain literally rewires itself based on what you consistently think and do. They called it transforming karma. Scientists call it neuroplasticity. But the truth? It's the same ancient wisdom. And in the next few minutes, you're going to see exactly how one man used this principle to completely transform his destiny. Without money, without connections, without luck. One autumn morning, a traveling monk arrived in the village. He was old, his robes were simple, and he carried nothing but a wooden staff and a small bowl. The monk walked through the marketplace, observing everyone with calm, knowing eyes. When he reached Kenji's stall, he stopped. He stood there silently for a long time, just watching Kenji measure rice with tired, mechanical movements. Finally, the monk spoke. "You move like a man who's already dead." Kenji froze. He looked up, offended. "Excuse me." The monk smiled gently. "Your hands work, but your spirit doesn't. You're here, but you're not present. Tell me, do you believe your life can change?" Kenji laughed bitterly. "Change? Old man, I've been selling rice for 20 years. This is my destiny. Some people are meant for greatness. I'm meant for this." The monk nodded slowly. "I see. So you've decided." "Decided what?" "To be a prisoner of your own story." Those words hit Kenji like a stone to the chest. He wanted to argue, to defend himself, but something in the monk's eyes stopped him. There was no judgment there, only clarity. "What if I told you," the monk continued, "that destiny isn't what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you? What if I told you that every single day, you're choosing your destiny without even realizing it?" Kenji shook his head. "That's just philosophy. That doesn't change reality." The monk smiled. "Then prove me wrong. I challenge you to transform your destiny in 30 days. "That's impossible." "Good. That's exactly what makes it worth doing." And here's where the story gets interesting. Because the monk didn't give Kenji money. He didn't give him connections or opportunities. He gave him something far more powerful. He gave him 3 practices. The first practice, the monk said, is awareness. For the next 10 days, I want you to notice every thought you have about yourself and your life. Don't try to change anything yet. Just observe. Carry a small stone in your pocket, and every time you catch yourself thinking this is just my destiny, or I can't change, switch the stone to your other pocket. Kenji thought it was ridiculous, but something about the monk's presence made him agree. The first day, Kenji switched that stone 17 times. He had no idea how often he was sabotaging himself with his own thoughts. Every customer interaction, every moment alone, his mind was running the same program. This is all I am. This is all I'll ever be. By day 10, something shifted. Kenji started catching these thoughts before they took root. He began to see that his mind was like a market, full of merchants selling stories, and he'd been buying the same painful story for years. This is what the Zen masters understood. You cannot transform what you cannot see. Awareness is the first key to changing your destiny. On the 11th day, the monk returned. You've learned to see the prison, he said. Now you must learn to see the door. The second practice is intention. Every morning, before you open your stall, I want you to sit quietly for 5 minutes. Close your eyes and ask yourself one question. Who do I choose to become today? Kenji was skeptical. That's it. Just ask a question. Just ask the question, the monk confirmed. But ask it like your life depends on the answer. Because it does. So Kenji began. Every morning before dawn, he would sit on his porch and ask, who do I choose to become today? At first, nothing happened. His mind would wander. He'd think about his problems, his bills, his limitations. But the monk had told him, don't force an answer. Just hold the question in your heart like a seed in soil. Water it with your attention. Now, if you're finding value in this story, if something here is resonating with your own journey, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Because what I share here isn't just entertainment. These are ancient principles that actually work in modern life. I break down Zen wisdom, neuroscience, and practical philosophy to help you transform your own destiny. Hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together. By day 15, something remarkable happened. Kenji was sitting in his morning practice, asking his question, when suddenly an answer came. Not from his thinking mind, but from somewhere deeper. I choose to become someone who serves with excellence. It was such a simple answer. But it changed everything. That day, Kenji didn't just sell rice. He greeted every customer by name. He asked about their families. He made recommendations based on their needs, not his profits. He cleaned his stall until it shined. He arranged his products with care and artistry. And here's what shocked him. People noticed. One customer said, Kenji, I've been buying rice from you for years, but today it feels different. You feel different. Kenji realized something profound. His circumstances hadn't changed yet, but he had. And that internal transformation was starting to create external ripples. On day 21, the monk returned one final time. You've learned to see clearly, he said. You've learned to choose consciously. Now comes the third practice. Consistent action. Destiny transforms not through dramatic gestures, but through small repeated choices aligned with your intention. The monk continued. For the final 9 days, I want you to do one thing every day that your old self would never have done. Something small. Something that scares you slightly. Something that serves your new intention. Day 22. Kenji approached the wealthy merchant across the street, the one he'd envied for years, and asked for advice. Day 23. He created a new blend of tea and offered free samples. Day 24. He stayed open an hour later to serve the evening workers. Day 25. He wrote down a vision for his business 5 years in the future. Each action was small, but each action was a vote for a different destiny. And here's what Kenji discovered, what the Zen masters have always known. Transformation doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens in 1,000 small moments where you choose differently. By day 30, Kenji's stall had become the most popular in the market. Not because he changed his products, not because he lowered his prices, but because he changed his presence, his energy, his intention. People wanted to buy from someone who was fully alive. The wealthy merchant across the street, the one Kenji had envied, came to him and said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You've transformed this entire corner of the market." Kenji smiled, because he finally understood. He hadn't been cursed with a bad destiny. He'd been asleep to his power to create destiny. On the 31st day, Kenji went looking for the monk to thank him. He searched the entire village but couldn't find him. Finally, he asked an old woman by the temple. "The traveling monk," she said. "He left the morning after he arrived. That was a month ago." Kenji was confused. "But I saw him 3 times. He came back to teach me." The old woman smiled knowingly. "Perhaps you saw what you needed to see. The best teachers don't give us answers. They give us questions. They help us remember what we already know." And in that moment, Kenji understood the deepest teaching of all. The monk hadn't transformed his destiny. The monk had simply shown him that he'd always had the power to transform it himself. The practices weren't magic. They were mirrors, tools to reveal what was always possible. Now, here's what I want you to understand. This isn't just a story about Kenji. This is a story about the fundamental nature of human existence. You have been given an extraordinary gift, the ability to choose. Not to choose your circumstances. Those often arrive without invitation. But to choose your response, your focus, your daily practices, your identity. Destiny isn't a thing that happens to you. Destiny is what emerges from who you're becoming. The Zen masters teach us, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. The actions may look the same, but the person doing them has completely transformed. Kenji still sold rice and tea, but the merchant who sold rice on day 31 was not the same man who sold rice on day 1. And that made all the difference. So let me ask you, what destiny are you choosing right now in this moment? What thoughts are you buying from the market of your mind? What intentions are you setting or avoiding? What small actions are you taking or postponing that could begin your transformation today? You don't need 30 days to start. You don't need a monk. You need awareness, intention, and action. The 3 keys the monk gave Kenji are available to you right now. Start with awareness. Notice your thoughts about yourself and your possibilities for the next 24 hours. Just notice. Don't judge. Just see. Then choose intention. Ask yourself tomorrow morning, who do I choose to become today? Sit with that question. Let it work on you. Then take action. Do one small thing your old self wouldn't do. Something aligned with who you're becoming. Before we close, I want to invite you again. If this story touched something in you, if you felt even a small shift in how you see your own destiny, subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment below telling me, what's one small action you're going to take today to transform your destiny? I read every comment, and your commitment might inspire someone else who needs it. And if you know someone who's feeling stuck, who believes their life is written in stone, share this video with them. Sometimes we all need a reminder that transformation is possible. The last thing Kenji ever said to me, yes, this story has been passed down through generations, but I tell it as if I heard it from him. The last thing he said was this: I spent 20 years waiting for my destiny to change. I didn't realize that my destiny was waiting for me to change. The moment I transformed myself, my destiny transformed with me. Not because the world changed, but because I finally showed up for the life that was always available. Your destiny is not fixed. It's fluid. It's breathing. It's waiting. The question is, will you transform it, or will you let it transform you? The choice, as always, has been yours all along.